So, when we think about love, you mean to tell me, Karen, love is not the googly eyes? No, not that. Love is not the little hearts and the doodles on my notebook or in my journal? No, not that. What is real love? The Bible tells us exactly what it is. So go with me now. Grab your Bibles, open up your Bible app. Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 13. Okay, we're going to take a couple of verses. We're going to go 4 through 8 because this thing right here, going to put the whole love situation in perspective for you. So let's do this love test, shall we? Let's go. Now, what is love? Okay, now I'm going to paraphrase. I'm not going to go, word for word, line by line, but I do want to call out some different things because it gives us very clear ideas and perspective on what love is and what it isn't. So first, love is patient. Okay, to be patient is to be accepting and understanding without becoming annoyed or disturbed. Okay, annoyed, disturbed, anxious, or anything like that. So love is patient. Any of you have a pet out there? When you have a pet and you're trying to teach them a new trick, they don't get it the first time. You constantly have to reinforce with little treats or, say, good boy, good girl. So you have to be patient. Love with humans works the same way. You have to be patient and accepting and understanding. They may not always get it right, but you have to be patient with them, okay? And allow them to learn and grow. Love is kind, all right? That means it's good. It has a helpful nature. It's gentle. It's tender. It's caring. It's empathetic. That's what it is to be kind. Now, see, I know some of us ain't operating in love because you won't even hold the door for the person coming behind you in the store. Come on now. So love is kind. And it's kind to everyone, not just the people in our circle. It's kind when you are at the grocery store and you hand a person, hey, do you need a cart? And you offer it to them. It's holding the door for someone else who's coming. It's being kind all the time. Giving that smile when you say and kind of sense and discern that person's having a good day. What can I do to make them smile or brighten their day? That's what it is to be kind. Now, love is not envious. It doesn't envy. So there's no desire to have a quality, a possession, or any other desirable attribute that belongs to someone else while still harboring that discontent or resentful type of a longing. All right. How many times have you told a friend some good news and you can tell once you said it, the look on their face, their disposition, or maybe even their verbal response that they gave you, they're not really happy for you. Like they say they're happy, but it's that happy of, oh, yeah, because they're secretly wishing it was them. That's envy. That's not happy. That's not, oh my gosh, I want to celebrate with you. Because if he did it for you, he'll do it for me. Oh no, that's not what that is. That's envy now. That's jealousy. I want what you have. That thing you have, that thing you can do, that greatness inside of you, I wish I had it. So see, there's a difference there. And also, love is not boastful. What does that mean? It's not excessively prideful or self-satisfying with one's own achievements or things like that. So it doesn't brag. It's not about I, remember? It's not what I do, what I made happen. Love doesn't do that. Well, I did that for you. I did this for you. I. It doesn't do that. That's not love. And love is also not proud. Now, see, there's a difference between being proud of, oh my gosh, you're excited about someone else's accomplishments. You're kind of looking in that admiration. Wow, that's amazing. Look at that. Versus the thinking more highly of something or someone more than you should. Kind of having a very haughty or high opinion, that arrogance that we talk about, right? That conceit that can eat away and just be the wrong type of attitude that we want to avoid. So love doesn't do that. It's not arrogant. It's not prideful. It's not thinking more highly than one ought to think. Love does not dishonor. So yes, there are mistakes that might be made, but love doesn't dishonor. So think about bringing shame or disgrace upon, okay? Which is basically kind of failure to show respect for. Now, think about this. For me, when I got married, well, I had my maiden name. When I got married, I became a Lawson. So as a Lawson, I wear that name. I wear that family's name now. So when I'm out and about, I don't want to bring disgrace not only to myself, but also to that name. Kind of like when your kids do something and they go out and you say, now listen here, don't embarrass yourself and don't embarrass me. Don't embarrass this household. So with that in mind, you want them to understand who they are and whose they are so that they don't bring grace, shame, dishonor upon themselves or even others impacted by their actions. Something to think about. Love is not self-seeking. Oh my gosh, I can't stress this enough. When you really love someone, whether it's a work relationship, friendship, marriage, boyfriend, girlfriend type situation, you're not self-seeking. You're not looking to them to say, what can I get out of this relationship? How can I use this to benefit me? How can I manipulate this situation to get something that I want? Real love doesn't do that. Real love doesn't do that at all. So when you're trying to think about how can I make this benefit me? How can I make this work for me? You're not going into this with real love for that person or that situation. Love is not easily angered. Now, this goes right back to patience, okay? We're going to have to be accepting, going to be understanding. Now, something else to think about. Love doesn't keep a record of wrongs. Stop, pause. Some of y'all need to hear that again. Love does not keep a record of wrongs, okay? Let me tell you something. You want to destroy a relationship, any relationship, keep a record of some wrongs and tell me how that worked out for you. If you keep bringing up, in 2006, you did that. And in 1987, you did that. And back in 1992, I remember it was a Tuesday, you did that. You keep that record of wrongs and keep throwing that back in somebody's face and reminding them every single time they messed up. Quick way to destroy a relationship. Quick way to absolutely destroy any relationship that you have with someone, whether it's parent and child, marriage, friendship, work relationship, doesn't matter. When you keep a record of wrongs, it's just that. Okay? We've all made mistakes in our past. So please, if you don't want to do that to someone else, if you don't want them to do that to you, don't do it to them. Do you want to be reminded of every time you made a mistake, fell short, fell down, messed up? I don't think so. I definitely don't think so. So we don't want to do that to someone else. Okay? Because maybe what I used to do, I don't do anymore. That old person I used to be, yeah, she's dead and gone. I don't do that. That's not me anymore. So don't try to remind me of my past because I don't conduct myself that way anymore. Now, love does not delight in evil, but rejoices in truth. Truth. The best, what is honest, what is of good report, those sorts of things. All right. Love always protects. So it's going to preserve and kind of keep away from harm and injury. I've literally seen situations where best friends have set up the other friend to be robbed. Who does that? That's not love. That's not protection. But you call this person your BFF, your bestie? Come on now. Come on. We can't do that. We cannot do that to each other. Love always trusts. That's a reliance or dependence on something. And as God, He knows what He put in you. No different than you know what you teach your children. You know what you teach them. And when they start acting a whole fool, like they did not get the home training that you provided, and now you say to yourself, see, I know what I put in you, and I trust that one day it's going to come out. I know it will. I trust it because I know what's in there. I know what's inside of you. I just need you to see it, recognize it, and then act on it. Operate in it, which takes us right into love always hopes. There's a desire for a certain thing to happen, an expectation. And that expectation is that greatness, that brilliance that God knows He puts in us, that we know we put into our children, is going to come out. One day they'll tap into it. one day we'll tap into it. And then we'll start to operate in the greatness and the brilliance that's also in us. Love always perseveres. Ooh, child. Now this goes right into not easily angered and back to patience. Because see, when you persevere, you continue in a particular course of action, no matter the difficulty, no matter the delay in achieving that success, right? That thing you're expecting to see. Love does that. It's going to keep continuing. Yeah, I see you acting out. I'm patient when you lash out. But you know what? I'm going to keep praying for you. I'm going to keep being patient with you. I'm going to keep loving you, supporting you, encouraging you. Okay? Blessing you. I'm going to keep trusting the good in you. I'm going to keep hoping for you to tap into that brilliance. I'm going to keep being kind because love perseveres. Now, here we go. Let's shut the whole thing down. Our last point, love never fails. Mic drop. Mic drop. Love never fails. How many times have we put our faith, hope, and love into someone who has failed us? Some earthly person that walks around, whether it's a family member, boyfriend, girlfriend from high school, young person we're dating now. We put our faith, hope, and love. Oh, they love me. They would never do this. They would never do that. And they turn right around and do it. Love never fails. So see, human love, this love that we give out every day, oh yeah, it can fail. It can fail. If it didn't, marriages wouldn't end in divorce. But see, God's love, oh, it never fails. Who else does that for you? I'll wait. Take your time. Think about it. But who else does that for you? Now, hear me and hear me clearly. I didn't say that love is always perfect. Nope, didn't say that. Didn't say love is always nice and pleasant. I didn't say that. Everyone has their good days and their bad days. But the question is how we respond after that. Okay? That's what it comes down to. How we respond. Are we, hey, listen, I apologize. I was having a bit of a bad day. And, I kind of stepped outside of myself. I said some things I shouldn't have. Now, of course, this shouldn't be the norm, right? We shouldn't always have to do things and apologize for them and do things and apologize for them, especially when they're the same things. That can kind of be a, hey, wait a minute. Is this a little bit borderline of intentional? Like, what's the deal? But when you make a mistake, when you fall down, when you miss the mark and fall short, are you now big enough to genuinely apologize? Okay? And ask for forgiveness from that individual. And are they then able to be patient and kind with you and extend the same grace that they too expect to receive? Question of the day. All right. So when we think about that, let's drop down a little bit further in that chapter there of 1 Corinthians 13. Let's drop down to verse number 13. Now, these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. Love, good people. This is like, what would you call it? Let's say a curtain rod, okay? Everything is going to come down to love. If our love is not where it needs to be, meaning this is just how we live, how we operate. We're operating in patience and kindness and all of these things. We're not envious or boastful or proud. When we operate and live a life of love, everything hangs in the balance on that. See, this is why we had to get rid of that old unforgiveness, okay, a couple of weeks ago. Because, see, when you hold on to that unforgiveness, you can't love. When you hold on to that resentment, that bitterness, you can't love. When you hold on to that vengeance, that guilt, that shame, you can't love. We have to get rid of that before this love thing will even work. So that's why we have to get rid of that. And now we can begin to operate in love as God intended. Light bulb, ding, ding, ding. That's exactly what we're going for. It's about love. Okay? Love. It's the principal thing. Truly, it really, really is.